If you're over 40 and still training to be the best in one exclusive activity, chances are that you are putting unneeded strain on your body, setting yourself up for injury, or even hurting your future health and vitality. How do I know this? Because it happened to me. I've been exercising and working out since 1980, and until a few years ago, at age 57, I was treating my body like it was 1982, not 2022. As a result, even though I was able to run a fast 10K, I was sacrificing my future strength and health by pretending I could focus almost exclusively on running the same way as when Ronald Reagan was in his first term. So, in early 2022, I drastically changed my training focus, and now, at age 60, I'm stronger than I've ever been. My mobility and balance are improving, and I'm still well above average when it comes to aerobic fitness. What changed in my training, and why should you consider similar changes, especially if you're over 40? Well, stick around, and I'll show you 7 things I changed in my training that you can do as well to set yourself up for success as you get older. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Fitness Roadmap, where we help you navigate the path to lifelong strength and health. If we haven't met before, I'm Mark Sinderson, and it's great to have you here to talk about why you might want to change the way you exercise as you get older. So, as I began 2022, I was struggling with an injury that wouldn't go away, as well as dealing with the reality of the steady decline of my mother's health due to dementia. Now, those two things finally clicked together in my head, and I realized that I needed to change how I trained in order to give me the best chance of living a full and active life as far into life as possible. So I started researching, and all the information I found pointed to a training approach that was completely different from what I was focused on, which at the time was to be the fastest runner in my age group and training exclusively for that goal. So I did a 180 and changed the way I approach exercise forever. So here are the key changes I made and that you might want to consider making if you are wanting to be healthy and strong late in life. The first change I made, and this was perhaps the biggest change that I needed to make, was to change my focus from short-term to long-term. This ended up being the most important change because it drives everything else that I've changed in my training. So I went from a short-term focus, which at the time was to be the best at running in my age group here in the Atlanta area. That was a very short-term focus based on what can I do today to be the best maybe 3 to 6 months down the road for a specific race. I took that and changed it from short-term to long-term, which is now what can I be doing now to ensure that I will be strong and vital 20, 30, 40 years down the road. Making that switch from short-term event-focused to long-term life-focused allowed me to make all these other changes much easier. So that was the biggest change, is going from short-term to long-term. It's not one day, it's 30, 40 years. The second thing I did was to make a commitment to strength training, not just for one activity, but for full body for the rest of my life, because you want to make sure that you are maintaining and adding to the muscle mass that you have. It's hugely important for late in life to have a good amount of muscle mass and strength to fortify you against age-related decline. So what does this involve? Well, the first thing and most important thing is that it involves moving heavy weight 2 to 3 times a week. Gone are the days of just doing purely body weight exercises, especially once you get used to it. You want to make a commitment to actually lifting weights, putting weight on your body and moving that weight over a full range of motion. So think of compound movements like squats, bench press, chin-ups, pull-ups, overhead press, those type of things that involve multiple joints and a full range of motion of those joints. The benefits of this are you're going to add muscle mass, you're going to increase your strength, and you're going to build bone density and range of motion in your joints, which is vital for later in life. The next thing I did was to put an emphasis on recovery. Gone are the days of being able to do multiple hard workouts in the same day, get minimal sleep, be able to wake up and do it again. It was great when I was 20, but that doesn't work so well for us when we get in our 40s and beyond. Our bodies need time to recover from the work that we do. So, no more back-to-back hard workouts, taking rest between the workouts, maybe do a hard workout one day, an easy workout the next day, and then go back at maybe doing a harder workout. The next thing is put an emphasis on sleep. The quality of good sleep can't be dismissed at all. More and more studies are showing that for almost all of us, we need 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night, not the 3, 4, or 5 hours that maybe we got away with when we were younger. The evidence is showing that despite what people think, the reality is that almost all of us need to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. This is vital for our mental health, our productivity, as well as our body's ability to recover. The third thing is to focus on good nutrition and hydration. Once again, back in the day, you could eat a bunch of Doritos and pizza, drink some beer, go to sleep late, wake up early, you'd be good to go for the next day. Not so much anymore. We really need to focus on good whole foods, unprocessed foods as much as possible, and making sure that we're getting enough liquids throughout the day to allow our bodies to perform properly. Place an emphasis on whole unprocessed foods and adequate protein to make sure that our muscles have what they need in order to build strength and muscle mass. The next thing to change is the frequency of your workouts. And this kind of ties into the recovery end of things, but you want to make sure that you give your body time to recover and come back strong for the next workout. It also reduces the chance of injury. By limiting the amount of hard efforts over the course of a week, you actually will promote additional fitness and reduce the chance of injury. It seems counterintuitive, but once again, when we were younger, we could do back-to-back hard workouts. Now we need to take some time in between, and as we age, our bodies actually benefit by taking time off between workouts. So no more hard workouts twice a day. We want to make sure that we take at least a day between workouts and that we work a variety of workouts in, that we're not doing the same type of workout day in and day out. Add variety to the workouts. Maybe go for a walk one day, go for a run or a jog the next day, maybe hit the treadmill the other day, go for a hike. So variety and frequency of balancing hard days with easy days makes a huge difference, especially as we get older. And along that same idea of making sure that we're not going too hard day to day, we want to make sure that we are doing a variety of workouts. Back when I was training to be a fast runner, that's all I did. I ran and I ran and I ran. Well, we don't do just one activity in real life. We do many activities. So when we switch our focus from being a specialist to more of a general approach to exercise, we want to do a variety of activities that work our body in a number of different ways. So once again, you think about doing walking, running, you could go hiking, you could go cycling, you can do swimming, you can do treadmill, Stairmaster. All variety of exercise is great for our body. That variety helps our body to be adaptable and flexible in dealing with all of the activities we do in the real world, not just that one activity that we've been concentrating on while we were younger. The next change I made is to put a focus on flexibility, mobility, and stability. As we age, this becomes vitally important. It is one of our best defenses against age-related falls and injuries, which when we are in our 70s or 80s, if we have a serious fall due to the fact that we don't have balance or our joints aren't mobile, that could take us out of the game permanently. Whereas back in the day when I was running, you might do a little stretch and off you go. Stop that. Focus on overall flexibility and mobility. It is key to keeping our independence, especially as we get older. And the last change that I made, it wasn't much of a change for me, but it will be for a lot of you, especially if you are coming from a strength training aspect. But we want to make sure that we are focusing on overall aerobic capacity, not necessarily to be the fastest runner or cyclist in the world, but have overall balance of our aerobic engine. So we still want to train aerobically, but we don't want to train it exclusively like I was doing when I was running. So we want to focus on the two major components of aerobic capacity. Zone 2, talked a lot about that. We want to do Zone 2 training 2 to 4 times a week, 30 to 45 minutes per session. And then once a week, work up to doing one VO2 max or high intensity interval session. That blend, 3 to 4 Zone 2 sessions with one high intensity session, is going to give you a wide base from the Zone 2 and then a higher peak. If you think of your aerobic capacity as a triangle, Zone 2 gives you a nice wide base. VO2 max gives you that peak. So you want to build a wide base with a high peak, a nice stable triangle that will help your circulatory system, your muscles, your lungs, everything that will help you to be able to stay mobile and be independent as you get older. Focus on that, but not exclusively. Now, like I said, when we're younger, we can get away with being exercise specialists. Our bodies, they were able to recover and adapt and recover quickly. But as we age, I think it's important to remember that our bodies change. Now, because of that, we should take that full body approach in our training, and that's going to allow us to enter the final few decades of life better prepared to take on whatever age and the world around us throws at us. But what if you're someone over 40 who's hyper-focused on being the best in your age group in whatever activity you pursue, whether it's aerobic or strength-based? Well, I would say to you that, hey, that's okay to keep doing that as long as you introduce the missing components, whether it's strength or aerobic, depending on where you're coming from, and add in the additional recovery and focus on nutrition and sleep. This will get you most, but probably not 100% of the way there because of the fact that you'll still be devoting an outside percentage of your training time towards your chosen activity. But it's a great start. As for me, I completely enjoyed my competitive running years, and while I'm done training 100% to be a fast runner, I still plan on running the occasional 5K or 10K because I enjoy it, but not to win any age group. The difference is that now, when I finish the run, I'll be able to knock out a bunch of chin-ups. What about you? Leave a comment about your training and what's changed. Has your focus changed from one particular activity to many? What was your experience, and how old were you when you made that change? Let us know in the comments. Now, if you found this helpful, please share it with someone. Give a like and thumbs up to it as well, and consider subscribing. It really does help. Now, if you want to learn more about the importance of exercise after age 40, take a look at this video. That's it for now. Until next time, take care, be well, and enjoy the journey.